One of the things that startups often think about is should they expand internationally? There's two concepts to think about there. One is funding and one is for market. First question is, should you sell your product or service outside of the UK? Well, it depends. If the product requires you to sell it in person, right? Let's say you're selling enterprise software where you physically have to go and have meetings, then you're probably not going to do that till several years into your company. When it comes to funding, the allure of the Silicon Valley is very significant for most startups. The reality is that depending where you are in your journey, venture capital may or may not make sense, and it may or may not be accessible to you from outside of your home country. Many founders don't realize that VC funds have a codified region. So if I were to raise a VC fund, I might say something like, I'm going to raise a $50 million fund that I'm going to invest in AI companies, and I'm going to write checks between $500,000 and $1 million. And I'm going to look for companies, and this is the key, in the United States and Canada. The Silicon Valley doesn't have a monopoly on innovation. We see great founders all over the world. But it does have a de facto monopoly when it comes to the experience building high-growth companies. Founders will find more experienced, sophisticated investors and more expertise from other founders and subject matter experts. One thing that's really important for UK founders to remember is before going international, are you tapping all of the resources available in your country? It can be enticing to think about very quickly expanding internationally. My advice to founders is that you should figure out first how to sell your product in your home market, get feedback from those users and customers, and refine your sales process before spending meaningful time looking outside of your own backyard.